going to work. Let me just see. Because the problem is that the app takes like 5 hours to actually reflect the fact that I'm doing a stream. Okay, no, that is working. So let me just make sure chats and all that are open. So yeah, it's here. So this here is the PC Specialist Vortex 9. So it's like kind of customized and all that stuff, the usual shebang. Because that's the thing, I was like, it kind of worked out cheaper for me to go for a full custom laptop. No idea how well it's going to hold up in the long run, but we'll have to see. So here we have the power adapter, and if I'm not mistaken, this should be 230 watts. That's a pretty sizable adapter there. Like, it's not massive, it's not tiny. It is YouTube is not receiving enough data. Okay, give me 2 seconds. It's been difficult. Yeah, it's moaning, whatever. That's just YouTube for you. So yeah, it comes with a bloody kettle lead. That's how beefy this thing is. So like box wise, this isn't like massive. It's not. It's a very simple box. But the laptop is probably what's most interesting. Oh, can you? I don't know if how well you can see that. There's a very subtle orange trim there, and that just looks really nice. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Let me just get this box out of the way now, because I don't need it. This I'm probably going to have to plug this guy in a second, so that's fine. But let's just get this guy out, because as I remember correctly, they said this was 2.5 kilograms in weight, and yeah, that feels and looks really nice. I suppose like the best place to start is really with the exterior of the machine. So let's just start with the left hand side here. We have, of course, ventilation here, a bit of a like orangey gold trim there, which is pretty subtle but very nice. Ethernet, USB 3.0, and micro SD card reader, and the disc and power on LEDs on the side here. Okay, they're nicely out of the way. Nothing on the front except for a couple of ports, except for a couple of screw holes. Here we have the headphone combo jack, which is unfortunate. I would have liked 2 separate ones. 2 more USB 3.0s. Now the back is where, of course, all the magic happens. So we've got power in, HDMI 2.0, it might be 2.1 or something, I'm pretty sure it's just 2.0. Mini display port, USB 3.1, Type-C, that's not Thunderbolt, though, yeah, it's just regular old super speed, so nothing too fancy in the Kensington lock. I suppose the first thing we should really do is make sure we actually do have power, because we'll have how this is going to work is like I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to give it a bit of a test run now to make sure it's actually like fully operational. I'm not going to run into any problems with like blue screening like out the box. Just the usual kind of testing you would kind of expect. And then a bit later, I will go and open her up just to get my 970 Evo Plus in there from my old, which I had it for like 6 months on my MSI G62 before it just finally just died on me. It's very unfortunate. So yeah, this is going to be a Sparky 180 watts. You get some pretty big sparks from having them plugged in. So it's a decent length kettle lead, nothing too fancy. It's a pretty good length cable, and we just plug her in. There's not very much friction on the back there, unfortunately. Where's the charging LEDs on the fucking back? Like, who does that? But yeah, it's plugged in. It's a right angle cable, so that could be good, could be bad. Now here's the fun test. Can we do it one-handed? No. Yes. Okay, it's a bit stiff. So it's a little bit on the stiff side opening up, but it's not too bad. So On the top we have a little bit of that like orangey, goldy, browny trim at the top there. Maybe 2 ventilation points, I'm not entirely sure. Keyboard, it's a pretty standard keyboard with the numpad here. Now, oh, this is hard because you've got all this extra space here, but the keyboard wise feels pretty nice. All the keys, yeah, that feels nice. So turn her on. Okay, so it is RGB. It's a very subtle one. I might be able to turn up the brightness here. So let me just move you to where you can see. So it says Quanta, because that is ultimately what the laptop is. It is a Quanta-based laptop chassis, which PC specialists, of course, come along and they did sort of outfit it. Now, you've probably already seen it is an RTX card. It does have an i7 in there as well. So this ain't going to be any slouch. It's really going to be everything else is in this machine that I'm going to really sort of tout about and talk a lot about once we get booted up. I don't want to like throw up your expectations. But yeah, compared to like a lot of other 15 inches, we do have a very, very small bezel around the sides there. A bit of a bigger bottom bezel, but that's kind of expected, if you ask me. Let me just sit down for a second because this will take a while. So what we have, at least in here, is unfortunately I did a little bit. So at the moment we only have a 2 terabyte 5400 RPM hard drive. So at most we're going to be getting about 100 megabit per second when it comes to just data transfers and all that stuff. At most. It will be a bit on the slow side just for the time being. And you can... It's a very quiet laptop at the moment, but you can just hear the clicking in the background there. I've only just noticed this, so I'm just going to move you. There's actually a green LED down there. That's, yeah, both of these 2 front corners have a green LED. Should be able to customize that, but I was just like, I just saw it and I just thought, yeah, that's kind of, interesting. Yeah, so you can see just on the side here, just to show you, that hard drive is working flat out. So it's kind of unfortunate. So this particular model, unfortunately, only comes with a single, either a single, ouch, shut up. Only comes with a single M.2 drive base, so it's kind of it was unfortunate because I could have gone for a different model that had 2 M.2s, but it was a lot more expensive because you also had to pay for let me just, I can't remember, give me 2 seconds, I can't actually remember what my Wi-Fi password is, so I'm just going to quickly grab a picture. Yeah, it's unfortunate because this one only has a single M.2 and a hard 2.5 inch bay, so I kind of had to make a bit of a compromise with storage. It also doesn't have Thunderbolt 3 or G-Sync, so skip that for now. So yeah, it doesn't have Thunderbolt 3 or G-Sync, so it's kind of unfortunate, but it was a bit of a compromise I'm not used to this keyboard yet. It's really, really peculiar, this keyboard. It's quite a bit different from like the previous. Yeah, the trackpad on this isn't brilliant. Like, it's a pretty small one. It's got that whole like goldy browny trim around it, and it's a bit small. It's at least clicky at the bottom there, so like, I can't really complain too much. Like it doesn't have dedicated buttons, but it still has that whole clicky bottom portion of the pad, which makes it decent. Well, so far it's at least turned on. It hasn't blue screened or anything yet, which is always a good sign. Oh my, this keyboard's so weird. I'm not used to it. Like it feels nice. It has that. It's not mechanical. It's definitely not a mechanical keyboard, but it has that tactile bump. I'm just not used to it, so it just feels a bit odd when I'm typing on it. So just now, as I've noticed, like the fan is definitely kicking up a little bit. So the system's getting a bit warmer. It's not really hot yet, but I can definitely feel it is getting a bit warmer. So I'm going to bring you back into view now, because like this is typical Windows stuff. I don't really care about this yet. We're just going to try and get through it because Android Sync safe to this PC only. Because I'm going to run through this again in a bit. I just want to get through this entire procedure now, and then we will, once we get through this, we can delve into... I just realised that you were on my volume rocker, and that's what I was wondering, like, hey, why is my, no, I don't want you to know my location. No, fine, you can do location tracking. Full diagnostic. No inking, because I don't use a touchpad. Okay, fine, yeah, you can do diagnostic stress test and just say, basically, it's going to be a pretty standard sort of stress test here. It's going to be Prime 95, maybe OCCT, maybe. Probably something like, maybe even 8K, might do like an 8K video playback. I just want to hit this system. I might even undervolt it a little bit, just really just hit the system and really just dial it in, just get a rough idea, said, is this going to be stable in the long run? Because if I get any problems, I'm not going to bother opening them up. But if she is stable, we'll go from there. And of course, while we're sort of digging around and getting this new M.2 installed, we'll also have a look at the calls itself. But yeah, I mean, I suppose like I suppose I have a couple of minutes just to quickly talk about this. But like originally, because yeah, I mean my laptop killed itself. I mean, I've salvaged it for some parts. Like here we have the CPU cooler from the MSI one. There was a third heat pipe here, but I just cut that off because the GPU side of it wasn't really that useful. But it's pretty big. This should cool up to like 35 watts, maybe I think 40 watts is probably the best it can do. But wait, I mean it is shared between the CPU and GPU. So yeah, okay, this probably might actually do 50 watts, maybe a bit more. But yeah, I'm thinking 3. So just imagine, just stick this onto a Pi 4. This will come off at a weird angle. Might have to throw it in the case or something, but this should keep any sort of small form factor PC or something like that. I mean, this is a pretty beefy cooler. That will do basically anything. So I'm just thinking of reusing that in the future. I've salvaged everything else from that machine. Like, it's all in here. The rest of it. The RAM, I'm gonna give to my brother because like, because he ended up with like a HP machine, and yeah. So out of the box, I mean, other than the white background, like what's this control center? So I just want to see that this software is the kind of usual sort of expiration, or is it in the? Yeah, we have a max performance. CPU and GPU are a bit warmer, and like both fans are running, but I mean that's just the nature of the beast. At least, So yeah, LED control. It's a 4. Oh yeah, okay. So it's technically a 3 in the bit zone, but it's free zone across the keyboard with the ambient one. So yeah, let me just pop open Task Manager. The usual things like, what's your default installation? What kind of crap do you have on here? Yeah, like it's pretty standard. I mean, So yeah, CPU. I need to do this. Change to logical processors. That's yeah, that's a good view. So yeah, we got 12 megs of L3 cache. That's and we're currently turboing up to 4.2.3 gigahertz. So I mean, this CPU should run about 4 gigahertz on all 6 cores, 12 threads, but I mean, it is a bit power hungry. So there's our 32 gigs of RAM, which is fucking phenomenal. Wi-Fi, Intel AX200. That should be pretty good, and the driver's probably reinstalling and doing some updates, which is fine. So yeah, here we have. Oh, that's insane. That's insane to see. 8 gigs of VRAM, dedicated VRAM, but then it's set it up to be 6. So that's for the iGPU, but the iGPU is disabled. So brilliant. Let me just check here. So yeah, the system's just doing its initial setup and all that kind of stuff. So let me go into here to device manager. Yeah, so I mean, at least on this initial inspection, everything is installed the way I said to do it. I need to check on the storage solution, but yeah, it's Bluetooth capable. We do have a webcam, but I mean, I don't really use it. Disk drive, single one. Display, I'll check on that in a second. But yeah, I mean, this looks fine so far. So in a second, we will start hitting this CPU. We'll start hitting the system with a bit of load. So there's our 2 terabytes. Windows is installed here for now, but like we will once I can get my sugar. Yeah, once we can get my drivers installed. Hurts, and it's an app. Oh my god. Oh yes. Okay, so in case you didn't know, MSI shipped with just 6-bit color. Oh, that's a bit. So yeah, we're just gonna hit the CPU. I was thinking of doing like a very heavy workload, but honestly, XTU should be more than enough. Yeah, run. We'll hit it with XTU, and I might do something like Unigine Haven, just because these are very like quick and simple. Like they're very small applications, and all that stuff. And we'll just hit it very quick. A very quick load, because I want to get this guy I want to get my M.2 installed on this thing, get everything installed and set up, so then I can then do like a proper, like, get Steam and get my games on here and hopefully start playing a bit of Destiny 2 again tonight, because I haven't played in like 2 weeks. Fucking that's the only problem. Like, well, when your computer dies in the middle of, like, when you're playing a game, you're like, I got so much stuff I want to do. So yeah, typically Windows Update. I mean, I can understand why they wouldn't do this, but it's a bit annoying. Yeah, let's just see. So far, it hasn't been too bad. So far, not too bad. Like, yeah. So I think in a bit of time, once we get like a bit of an undervolt on here and we get the CPU on the control, I think we will be fine. There's a bit of dust or something up there. Which is... that's just the thing. Is like once we get this guy once we get settled in, that's the thing. Once this initial testing is done, we will get to installing this M.2, and we will then get on to like getting everything sorted out. And on that note, I need a. I just remembered I need a sugar. Okay. Well, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've got 3 USB sticks here. Because we will need, I'll need one for the, I need one for Windows, a boot media for that, and I then need one for, say, drivers and other things like that. Because I mean, I could do the drivers and stuff later, but like if the machine is working, I may as well get all the drivers now. The only thing I will need to look into is can I was getting the drivers for, what is it? Is the OEM drivers, because PC Specialist, or rather Quanta, probably have their own like specialized drivers that I probably want to grab and use rather than say going off and just going straight for the NVIDIA ones, because I know there are special customizations and tunings you can only get by the official drivers, so we'll go for that. Yes, run XTU. So the only part of the good thing about XTU is I can at least get a bit more information about the CPU. We can get some more information about the CPU, and we can get a bit more in-depth information than just, say, Prime. Though something like OCCT would have been fine. I mean, yeah, I don't understand what's going on at the moment. My phone is constantly complaining about like a low connection strength, and yet. Alright, this is very fucking peculiar. So there's a current EDP limit throttle, which is, the fact that that's coming up is a bit odd, but so here we can see the temperature starting to go up. We're hitting like a power limit throttle just out of the box, but I mean, we are hitting like 60 watts. I think with the undervolt, it should be more manageable. We're beginning to throttle back a bit to about 3. Fucking hell. The clock speed on this thing is increased the power limits, because we've dropped down to about 30 watts, and we're hitting the power limit. So I think they might have configured okay, so here's the problem. So this might be because of power savings and things like that. So I might need to go through, set everything to maximum performance to really squeeze more out of it. But if we ignore that for just 2 seconds, we should be fine. I'm kind of interested. I don't know what that button does. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, let me go back to all controls for this advanced tuning. Yeah, so we're basically set to about 70 watts on both of them. It is fine. It is probably just how the power throttling. It's probably just because we're on like a optimized power plan. So I mean, I might want to do a bit of tuning, like a maximum CPU performance, all that kind of stuff. But in all honesty, like with the settings that we have now, despite the fact we are being limited in terms of performance, like this isn't too bad. In fact, let me just have a look. Since we are, I say the CPU setup, like Windows is definitely set up correctly. So it has to be this control center. So like the temperature is going up a little bit. It's a very subtle increase. So I mean 70, 75 is probably the most we'll see on this particular setting. And load up unless we get the GPU under some load. So system mode. There we go. Here we go. So, we've now gone from our gaming to high performance, and what we've seen here is we've gone from, 2.73 gigahertz up to 3.9 gigahertz, and this is where we're hitting, like, the power limit. They've increased the power limit from clock speed and the temperatures. The package is getting pretty hot, but I mean, you can see, I mean, to be honest, like, a middle ground, if I can get like a nice constant 3 gigahertz. But to be honest, okay, let me be honest, like, a test like this is going to be loading the CPU to 100%. In a game, you're probably not going to be getting 100% utilization, and so At least in the game, I'm gonna go back to this gaming mode. But at least in the game, we're probably gonna be getting at least 3 GHz on all 6 cores. Like, it's probably it probably won't be dropping as low as it was there. But either way, like, that's interesting. So they have gaming mode set to, I think, probably BIOS level kind of optimization to about 35 watts. And to be honest, 35 watts, 6 cores at 3 GHz ain't too bad. That ain't too shabby. So yeah, we don't care about that. The fan is like still running a bit high, but whatever. For Uni Engine Haven, Shadow Valley. Now we'll do superposition because it's the newer mode. Hang on. Yeah, because that's the thing. It's the newest. Jesus. Anyway, it's the newest one. Hopefully it doesn't take 23 minutes, but I mean, fuck. So in fact, like, actually, I just had an idea. While it's doing that, because I know for a fact, like, the internet on this will be fine to do this. Let's just go on to... Let's just go for an arbitrary video. Just doesn't matter what video we net for it. So it's only going up to HD. Volume controls. Can I mute on here? Okay, it doesn't have working video player there. We're on maximum brightness. Color gradient wise, for me, this is fine. But I have to admit, just compared to the other laptop, this is so much better. I mean, you got much richer colors. It's brighter. I mean, this is only 300 nits. It's not going to get much brighter than this. But just what I'm seeing here, it's good enough. Do high frame rate. But I'm not sure Edge can even support high frame rate. But yeah, performance-wise, it's holding up pretty well. For this being 8K 60, it's just chugging. It's happy to go for that. I mean, oh my god, it is using the video decode there, and it's really like maxing out, and it's not using a lot of memory, but like it is. I'm happy. I'm happy with that at least. Wow. Yeah. That's fine, but it's cooled itself down again. So yeah, this is going to take a while. Oh, this is going to take 20 minutes. Oh no. But actually, while I'm here, let me go right click. Oh no, it's going to make me sign in because I can't. You can't get to the control panel until you enable it, unless I can go for I might be lucky. Small icons. It's a bit too small. I can't. Oh, bollocks. Yeah, it's not... I can't access... Can I... No, it wants me to sign in before I can even access the video control panel, which is... It's annoying. Unless there is... Unless I be sneaky about this. I'm going to try and be sneaky. But yeah, no, so far, I mean, I'm pretty happy. I mean, I really do just want to get this GPU loaded up, and I just want to see what it's actually capable of now I've got it in my hands. Display driver RAS, installer 2, container, backend. Boost, container driver GeForce Experience. Is it part of GeForce Experience? I don't think it was. It sounds like something is grinding in there. I'm not sure what. It's not my left-hand side fan. So right, something is it's like it comes and go. It's like a bit of a creaking. You can hear it. Not sure what that is. I'll have to keep an eye on that. But like, I'm not really worried. Like, I'm going to be having headphones on anyway. So like, see, this is a problem. Like, it's probably because we're installing Windows at this, doing shit like that. We're probably hitting it pretty hard. But on that note, in fact, let me just pop the PC. Windows 10 multi-language recovery ISO. I don't really need the download the welcome pack as well. Oh hey, here we go. Welcome pack. But yeah, this is just the welcome package, because it turns out there aren't any. I can't see any drivers. Yeah, so it's the usual stuff. Unpack and plug it in. It's the GPU fan. I can hear it. It's grinding. I can hear it grinding away. One second. Now, there is a small possibility that this is like how the hard drive itself sounds, but it sounds more. It's coming from here. It sounds more like the fan. Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy shit! It's not the fan. It's got to be that's the hard drive. Fucking hell! Putting the fans on maximum there. My fucking god, that was loud. Hang on. Yeah, Mother of fucking Christ, 7,200 RPM on their like turbo fan mode. That is an utterly insane speed. Sounds like a fucking jet engine taking off. Fucking hell. Okay, no, it's actually an FN F3 to do the touchpad. That guide is wrong. But yeah, that's fine. So, I mean, it's pretty simple. Fucking talking about Office now. Okay, that's a pretty standard guide there. Like, nothing, too bad. But no, fucking hell, the fucking, like, it's definitely not the fan, because, like, both fans went up to 7,200 RPM, and that particular things. Okay. So yeah, we'll install superposition quickly. Did you just open it twice? Yes, I did. Hang on, let me close one of them. Yes, whatever. Next. Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter, because we are installing M.2. I don't think there is going to be anything dodgy. I don't think this is one of those machines that has a fucking screw underneath the keyboard like some bloody models. Because, yeah, that was like the other model they had. I mean, the other one they had is the, recoil free. And, yeah, it's really good. But except, basically, you take all the screws off the back. You then have to pop the keyboard out from underneath. You got push up and it pops the keyboard out. And there's two more screws underneath the keyboard to then get the back cover off. At least in this case, I think it's just going to be what's on the bottom. Because we haven't actually had a look there. I mean, I had a bit of a sneak peek while we were getting it out, but I haven't actually looked underneath properly. Yeah. It is that hard drive. It's fucking noisy. Why did I go for a fucking hard drive? I could have just gone for a bloody M.2. Or could have just gotten a fucking SSD. Because it's bloody... It is really quite bad. But whatever, I mean, like... I'd rather have the capacity... Because I'm going to be wearing headphones anyway. Not like I'm going to be hitting the hard drive that much. Because once the M.2 is in, and once Windows is installed onto that, then that's going to be my primary... going to be the primary... Yeah, it's because we're hitting it pretty consistently with random access. So yeah, Performance, 1080p, medium, yeah, sure. I don't know, let me just actually have a look. That's actually fucking not using any VRAM, bloody hell. So, let me just check, Google. What sort of ballpark should we expect for a 2070, It's adding in spaces randomly into my search. It's not good. 2070 at 1080p, yes. What settings should I be going for, just as a rough idea? I don't want to, because it's trying to open YouTube, and like, to be honest, I don't want it to try and, I just want a nice text guide that says, oh yeah, this is roughly what you should be expecting. Because I don't think 1080p medium is going to be any good. Oh my god, this thing is... what is it? Extreme quality mode? Is that 1080p? I'm guessing that's 1080p. Okay, benchmark at 1080p extreme. Yeah, 3 gigs of VRAM. So, should be looking at about 5,400, give or take. Should be approximately 41 FPS. Okay. But I mean, I am running on the gaming mode, so it should be a bit less. And we're getting about 37 on the gaming mode rather than the performance mode, so decent. I'm not seeing any sort of outstanding artifacts yet, but we're kind of low at the moment. We're not really doing anything. So we're actually averaging about 35, 36 FPS, which, considering we're on a mobile chipset, it's a mobile GPU, and I'm not running full whack, it's pretty decent. We're at 1,500 megahertz, give or take, 74, 75 degrees. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We'll have to wait until the test is finished. But of course, you've got to take into consideration this is a laptop at degrees. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. We'll have to wait until the test is finished. But of course, you've got to take into consideration this is a laptop and hits 1080 sort of territory in performance here. So that's the thing, we should be able to hit at least 1080 in terms of performance. And of course, once I do like a proper test later on, we might be able to push a bit higher. There's a bit of coil whine, but it's not too distracting if you ask me. I mean, it's not really that bad. So actual temperatures, now we've had it for a while, 85 degrees. We're still pushing about 1,500 megahertz. But to be honest, this is literally flat down on the table. We haven't yet... This is, yeah, as I said, this is flat on the table. there's limited airflow, and it's still maintaining a pretty decent thermal envelope. So here are our results. We're we're more in line with a 1080 at the moment. So yeah, we're averaging about 32 FPS, 4000. So yeah, at the moment this is effectively a 1080 class GPU. We could probably push it a bit higher with we could probably push it a bit higher if probably a bit higher once we get the cooling solution going. Once we get lifted up a bit, undervolted, a little bit of tuning like that, we'll probably push it a bit higher. But to be honest, for what it is, I mean, this is much like in line with what I was expecting. So yeah, I suppose we should flip and turn her off. Well, no, actually, I need to download Windows just while we're sitting here, because I don't think I actually have a copy of Windows on. No, it's just a May 2019 user data folder. Okay. So I shouldn't need my I'm looking for the download. I don't need anything else. I really don't need any of that. So Windows creation tool run. I basically just tell it to just install straight to that USB stick, because it shouldn't be any issues from doing that. Because yeah, once this is installed done, we can just go straight from there. The only problem is that that control center. I don't know how I can get. But I mean, that's really the only bit of software I need. Like the rest of it, if there's no drivers that they can give me other than like the standard ones, then that's what I'll be getting. Okay. I mean, I really should have gotten this done sooner, but to be honest, I wasn't expecting my computer just to die on me, so... Okay, create a media disk. English, UK, E64-bit. Yeah, that's fine. Needs to be at least 8 gig. Removable disk E. Yeah. So yeah, now that's just going to download that. I mean, I'm on 200 meg internet, so like it really shouldn't take too long to do it. Yeah, power adapter is. It could be. It's nice and cool. It's not getting that hot. Yeah. So that's the only problem I have with this, is that the hard drive is pretty fucking noisy. Anyway, let's just have a quick look. There's not much flex in the machine. I mean, I am on a softer surface, so there's not much flex. Just doing that. The screen. Like, yeah, there's not much flex in this. Like, it's a bit stiff, if you ask me. It's pretty close to being one-handed to open the machine, but it's a touch. It just needed to be a bit less, a bit looser, and it would have been fine. So yeah, this is the current solution thing. We're getting about 50 meg. How do I turn it into an OSD? Huh. I've never done that. How did I do that? I've never had it do that on me before. What? How did I close window? I've never... I don't know how I did that. I turned it into an OSD. I'm not sure how I did that, but that was actually pretty cool. I'm going to have to figure out a bit more on that. So yeah, Quanta. On-screen display for notebook. Interesting. So yeah, basically I need to just get the control center and then like the on-screen display for keyboard functions from i3D. That might be that what that Windows 10 fix was. I'm not entirely sure. Services, yeah. So like, yeah, I mean, so far load all the drivers and software I need, but to be honest, I'm going to wipe the hard drive once the M.2 is in, because basically how I have to do it is I have to get into the that's a good point. Are these should be set up properly, but let's say I can't type. This will probably correct me. Onto laptop command center. I mean, this doesn't look right. That's not right. That's not right. I mean, I should be able to find the control center, like it shouldn't be a problem, okay. I might have to go and look around for the... Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to check, because I can't remember how you, Oh, the only problem is I won't have the PC specialist background, so okay. I want to see if I can actually just move within Windows, migrate, yeah, without reinstalling, because to be honest, I don't really want to do it. Yeah, I mean, it's probably easier just to fucking reinstall it. Yeah, wipe everything and install it. Yeah, I mean, I would have liked to clone it, but that's fine. So this is P... Let me just check the, just need to specify it's a laptop, because they might have a different boot menu. Yes. Doesn't anyone read the bloody manual? Oh, I would read the manual, but... See, that's the problem. Like, you download a file and it only puts one of the files. Whatever. I can download the... I'll download their software later. It's not a problem for me. It's just I'm not going to have their background, PC specialist background, but... Unless I can... Actually, no, let me see. Can I extract? Find the current background image. Because for some reason, oh, fuck off. You watch, it's going to give me another pop-up in like 2 seconds. To app data, background cached image. Oh, normally that works, but it doesn't. It's annoying. So, like, there's things that I've downloaded and it hasn't saved them yet. See, that's not a bad image, to be honest. Here we go, right click. You know, I do have another. Hang on. Yeah, that is the right way. A bit of friction with this one, but I mean, it is a USB 2.0. Copy to paste, and then downloads to copy to paste. One, two, three. God, that is a fucking tight one. That is a really tight port there. I don't know why. That's pretty annoying. Oh well. Whatever. Okay, so I literally just wanted to do that. Like, I literally was just like, oh, you know what? That's a pretty decent wallpaper, and I'm probably going to lose it if I reinstall. So I just thought I may as well grab that. I mean, it's still bloody going with this. It's going to take another like 20 minutes to get ready. There's not really anything else I can do because I can't access I can't access half of this stuff until I do a proper reboot. But yeah, whatever. So yeah, Coffee Lake. Speed shift is disabled. Yes, we're hitting power limits. So that's probably why. Yeah, so it's the Quanta NLCA. Watchdog present, running that boot. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to basically have to, I've got to figure out where to go to get that software. I don't know, like, I really don't trust whoever these are. Quanta driver includes WQL certified drivers. Yeah, about your official website, that looks really fishy. Okay, yeah, Quanta NL5, yeah. Why would it be an F2 boot menu? 2 boot menu, it just seems really fucking. But yeah, it's just weird, like, fucking. Now, that does sound like it is the problem with the fan, but it's hard to really pin it. Oh god, it takes so long for this. I'm sorry, because I really just want this to finish. Because as soon as this is finished, I will then do the flip him over and have a peek. Because I need to get this end up doing. It always takes forever. Honestly, there's not really like a very quick and easy, like, oh yeah, just push a button and you can do it. So it's like it's not really worth messing around with. I mean, a complete reinstall is probably going to be as quick and easy to do. I mean, yeah, I do have to go and like get every single bloody driver. But, oh no, wait, no, hang on. Hang on. Well, it's Realtek audio, isn't it? It's going to be fucking Realtek, I know it is. It's always fucking Realtek. Yeah, Realtek's fucking Realtek. Yeah, Realtek fucking audio. Oh, they're using the Microsoft driver. Okay, that's fine. If they're using the Microsoft driver, then there's not really much point in screwing around. That's the thing. The Microsoft driver is good enough, I would say. Because the problem is with Realtek is like they're not like a company where you can just go on their website and push a button and get a driver. It's you kind well, lucky or unlucky, you might have a company like Niantic or whoever they are who do audio, who basically build the audio software on top of you build like audio software, equalizers, that kind of crap onto they basically do their own custom audio software to do equalizers and all that kind of stuff, and it only really works on. They mainly work with Realtek stuff. I think they do some other manufacturers as well. Problem is, like their software is pretty bad, so I don't like it. But like they do from time to time release a newer version of the Realtek drivers, which is the only way you can get it half the time. Right. So I said shutdown, it's not. One time this century, it'll shut down. Not sure when. There we go. Right. That's fine. So here we go. What do we have? We have two. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let me have a look just quickly. Shit. Yeah, we're going to have a fun time here because this class is in fact down in line with a lot of the things here. So this is going to be a fucking dog. This will be a bit of a dog. I hate when manufacturers do this kind of stuff because they put it in such a way that it makes anything fucking stupid. Because I know for a fact, like MSI made it fucking difficult to get into these laptops. But I hope, I really do fucking hope that they haven't done that stupid I'm kind of worried now. Because I've seen some other PC specialist-based machines being taken apart, and most of them have been pretty standard in disassembly procedures. But I haven't really seen any of these Quanta laptops be taken apart. Why is there okay, it's just a bit of crap. I thought it was a bit of damage on the grating then, and I was thinking, hello, I've only just gotten this guy. Okay, I think most of these are done. Like, if I had a magnetic screwdriver, I wouldn't be having this problem, but I don't have a magnetic screwdriver, so I'm kind of having to just wing it. Now, hopefully there isn't a plastic cover or something to get to the components, and I really don't want to have to do that. Okay, shit. Actually, no, this might actually be an actual proper back cover, because it looks like there might actually be a mid-frame. No, I haven't actually undone this one yet. Whoopsie. So I could have tried to... I think that's everything. Yes, I think it is everything. Now I just need to try and get my finger in here. I don't know how they've done this, because how have you done this? Is it a pry? Where do I pry from is my question. Do I take off the entire back piece of plastic, or... I'm a bit confused at the moment because there's not really... Alright, let me just... Okay, that's everything except for this middle screw. So I'm actually just going to move these out of the way for a second, because this is going to be a fun one, because there's not really a very easy to see... I can't have time seeing exactly where I need to pry from, because there is going to be a pry point. Okay, that screw is not falling out. Okay, that's annoying. Okay, well, I've got to be careful, because that screw's going to probably pop out in a minute. How have they done this back cover? Because I can't quite see how they put this back cover. Means of getting them out is a bit... Okay. So actually, I have a feeling probably the best place to try and get it open is near the Ethernet port, because this is where I can see where the plastic is going, and I can see... No, that ain't gonna go. What the hell have they done with this? I shouldn't have used any glue, because I mean, why would you? Ah, there we go. Yeah, I was right. It is a back... It is actually like a proper... Like, how they've done it is this piece here, this gradient bit here, is the back cover. This slot here is on the side. So with MSI, the back cover actually went a bit further, and it actually covered the sides of the laptop. So of course, when you try to... Why is that screw not coming out? So of course, when you try to get the back cover off, you would potentially, or well, getting it off or on, you would potentially end up damaging your ports, which actually happened to me. I mean, fucking hell, man! How the hell do you get anything in here? I'm having a real field day with this, because I can't get any grip on anything to... There should really be a pry point, but I don't know where it is, because I can't quite get... Because there's definitely a lip here, but it's a bit too slim. Where's my flathead screwdriver? I shouldn't be using a screwdriver as a pry tool, but I can't get in otherwise. Oh my god. Here we go. No. How the hell do you get into this thing then? Sorry that I still haven't been able to figure out how to get into this guy, but it definitely is. I mean, there isn't a point I can push on from above, so I can't quite figure out. There really isn't a... I can't get any grip on it, which is my only other problem. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure how you get into this, because, there's no extra screws there. There wouldn't be any screws under the feet. I mean, you never know with some of these manufacturers. They do some stupid shit. But I can't quite... How the hell do you... This isn't user service, because I can't even get the back cover off. I don't know how to get in this. This is very... So let me just double check. So I've taken out all of those screws around the edge. Yeah, none of the screws are in the edge. And this one has been loosened, but it won't... Like I flipped it over and he won't fall out. Fine. Okay. Ah, no. It feels like there's... This is always the fun part. This is always the fun part. You know what? Where's my... suction tool? Can I get any extra grip? There we go. Motherfucker. And we're in. So that screw there is actually still in there, which is fine. Wow. So yeah, let's just... So yeah, that is on the back cover. So yeah, we've got, what, 2 heat pipes, one there, 3 round here, which is going on the over. M.2. Ooh, what the hell? So there's a sticky, plasticky cover going around everything, which is... So I'm guessing my M.2 drive bay... They look... Can anyone explain to me what the fuck is wrong here? Why are there 2 M.2 drive bays? So their configurator only said 1, and yet here we have 2. You bastards. I'm kind of disappointed, because their configurator only said there was 1 drive bay and 1 Wi-Fi module, but here you can clearly see there are 2. So so I think their configurator was a bit broken, because I'll be honest and say, if there was the option for 2, I would have just gotten 2. I would have just gotten a single M.2 and then just putting in... here's my problem. Which bay should I be using? They're both NGFF, like key M, I believe it is. Because it doesn't actually tell me which... That says B. That could just be the motherboard. That could just be like motherboard B. I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, what we'll do is we'll just put him in the bottom slot for now. Or should I put him in the top slot? I don't know. So yeah, we'll put him in this slot for now, and then maybe in the future I'll get another M.2. I'll just probably say that to them, say, yeah, your configurator doesn't explain the fact that there's actually Oh shit, careful. Don't want to short the board out if I can help it. Just want to like maybe let them know and say, look, this laptop does actually have two M.2 bays. So like you might just want to double check your configurator to actually let people configure it properly. Oh, what the hell? Like an extra hand. Oh shit, where did that screw go? Oof. Okay. Let me put you over here because you're getting in my way. Sorry. Yeah. This is pretty difficult without a bloody magnetic screwdriver. Because I would have I would have set it to be like, yeah, give me a 500 gig M.2, and then I would have put mine in as like a secondary / game drive, and then yeah, I would have not had a problem with. Oh my god. This is annoying me now. This fucking M.2. I don't have a magnetic one. Okay, where's the fucking M0? This might be magnetic. I don't know if they are. I don't have a magnetic screwdriver, so getting a fucking M.2 in is difficult. Ah. There we go. That's fine. I'm not worried about that. There's our 2TB hard drive, which I think is the noisiest thing in the fucking world. But yeah, this black plastic is covering it, but I can still see we have 1, 2, 3 over here, and we have 1, 2, and one of them that snakes around over here. So this is the CPU. This one. This mostly does CPU. This should be GPU, just based upon what I've seen. So yeah, let's reassemble them then. So before we do that, let me just have a look at one little thing. Yeah. Okay. So it is not pushed down and it locks, kind of. It's not like a physical like kink in there and it's like hooking on or anything. It's more of it's a bit frictiony more than anything else. And in that regard, I have to give Quanta props because yeah. I'll give them props. Now, I'm going to put the rest of the screws in a... so still clicking it on all the way. I'll give them props, but before we do anything, I just want to do... We'll go into the boot menu. Or BIOS. Here we go. PCIe SSD 500 gigs. So... yeah, that's good. Advanced virtualization is enabled. Just since I'm in here, PCIe password, I can do boot. But we can set, this is the BIOS, so set up defaults, change submenu. Okay, let me go, well, F10 save and exit, or don't save. Oh. How do you... Oh. But at least it has booted up, so I'll put the rest of the screws in a second. I just want to go, what is it, It's like F12 for boot menu, or F12 or F10. Because F1 basically takes me into the BIOS more than anything. Come on. Okay, but the M.2 is installed, so now I just got to figure out how to fucking get it to boot from from the USB stick, and then we'll do that. And then hopefully I'll get some videos out a bit later on with like performance and all that kind of jazz. In fact, while we're just here, I just want to see what happens. Because it probably has booted from the hard drive still, but I just want to see if it actually tried to boot from the M.2, because that would be fucking hilarious if it booted from that M.2. We'll just have to see what happens, because it could have actually just done it. Yeah. Because yeah, we just got to basically reinstall Windows, install all the software drivers, do my CPU unvolt, or I'll have a more like finalized review up. So we may as well just boot into Windows, just because I'm kind of curious to see how it's going to handle the fact that there's an M.2 installed into the system. It has booted into this one, that's fine. I just wanted to see what would happen if I did try to boot that. I can't access the... But okay, that's fine. So the M.2 is now installed. I'm just going to put the rest of the thingy screws in, get Windows reinstalled, get everything sorted out onto that new M.2, and again, hopefully in a couple of days. Like, I hope it'll only be a few more days and we will be operational. And hopefully, yeah, by then I'll have a more refined review out as to how well this system performs, and any issues I have with it, I will let you know. So yeah, anyway, thanks for watching this stream. Sorry for the problems of like dropouts. Like, my phone is being bloody difficult. But hopefully it wasn't too bad, and yeah, I mean, the next video I put out will be properly addressing this machine, or it will be for some benchmark reviews or something, but we'll get there in a bit. So anyway, thanks for watching, and bye bye.